Stream us live at saga960am.ca.
Hi there, I'm Norm Murray. Thanks for tuning in. So glad to be here with you at News Talk Saga 960. And we are moving into what I think is a very important segment and one that I look forward to every single time we speak with our friends over at KPA Lawyers. You know KPALawyers.ca. They're at 200 Matheson Boulevard West, Suite 100. The way lawyers should be. Call this number, 905-965-6263. Find out how you can set up a consultation with them in whatever law genre that you need to address whatever's happening in your life at the time, because they cover it all. And it's good to know that you got people on your side, people who speak your language, and people who can break it down to easy to understand language too, and all the different practice areas that they cover, which of course are many. As you can imagine, we talk a lot about them here on News Talk Saga 960. But right now, today, it's not civil litigation law today, or business law, criminal defense, even family law, legal aid, employment law, immigration, construction law, private investigations, or cannabis law, unless Barbara wants to go there. I'm just joking. We're going to be talking real estate law. Now, let me introduce you to Barbara Kaye. First of all, hello, Barbara. Thanks for joining us at News Talk Saga 960.
Hi, Norm. How you doing?
Very good. I've never actually met you, so here we are over the phone, but it's nice to make your acquaintance anyways, and welcome to KPA Lawyers, too.
Thank you. Yes, I just started recently.
Now, Barbara's a graduate from Bond University's Law School in Australia. That's an amazing story, I'm sure, right there. And she has experience representing clients in residential real estate matters for purchase and sale transactions on homes, condominiums, new build agreements, refinancing transactions, mortgages with A, B, and private lenders. And maybe at some point, I don't know about today, or maybe we will, but certainly maybe on another day, we can talk about what are A, B, and private lenders. Anyways, you might not be aware that real estate law has consistently been among the top 3 areas of law that people submit complaints to about the law with the Law Society. So her recommendation, and this is directly from Barbara's website, don't entrust your real estate purchase or sale to the wrong lawyer. And I think that's really well stated, Barbara, for you to say yourself, to admit, you know what, you should go with a good lawyer. In your mind, Barbara, what makes a good real estate lawyer? What should we be looking for?
Well, Norm, I would say that you want a real estate lawyer who's going to be available to you. Communication is so key in these transactions. I mean, it starts off slow, and then it'll get really fast when it comes to closing.
Yeah.
So you want to be able to reach a lawyer. Another factor would be how long they practice and if they do predominantly real estate law. So if you have someone that's a mixed bag, does a few different types, they might not do it all that frequently. The ease with which they do it and the efficiency with which they do it is not going to be as great as if you have a real estate lawyer who does it 100% of the time.
And how far in advance do I need a real estate lawyer? Maybe I'm starting to look around now for the spring market. Should I find a real estate lawyer now or contact one, or is it really not necessary until the last minute pretty much?
I would say to be on the safe side, not that you need to look for a lawyer right away. If you have feelers out there or you know someone who's referred you to a lawyer, that's great. But usually we don't see a client until after they've signed the agreement of purchase and sale. Mm-hmm. I personally prefer being able to review the purchase and sale, or the agreement, so I would recommend people come to us once they actually find a home that they want to place an offer on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's always, I think, peace of mind to know you've got a lawyer standing by. So I agree with you on that, and thank you for clarifying that for us as well. Some of the pitfalls that can happen in residential real estate specifically, and I know there are people who are listening who might be interested in the commercial side of things and such, but I think the majority of people are interested in what's happening from a residential standpoint. One note that you suggested to me was buying and selling on the same day. What does that mean?
Yes. So you would think naturally that, I'm going to close my sale of my home on the same day that I'm purchasing my new home. But that really opens you up to the risk of your sale transaction not closing. And this then leaves you in a situation where you potentially have nowhere to stay and you have nowhere to put your belongings, and you're out the cost movers if you hired them, and you may not be able to rehire them for the next day. This happens usually because you cannot control how quickly you're getting the money in the purchase transaction or your sale of your home and the purchaser's ability to get their finances to you.
Why is there such a delay in this day and age of instant email transfers of money or e-transfers and such? Why is there such a delay? You don't get the key until 5 o'clock if you're lucky and all those. How does that happen today?
Yes, so I'd say that actual registration of your transfer is extremely convenient. That's all online. We do that really quickly. But what the kicker is actually getting the finances to the appropriate lawyer's trust account. So if you have a purchaser who's maybe on their own end doing a sale and purchase that same day as you're already looking at, you have literally 2 transactions going on before you even get to yours. So how I would phrase it is, you don't know if they have that going on. You don't know if they have a B lender who's going to usually get their finances to them in the middle of the day. And then once they even get those finances, that lawyer, the purchaser's lawyer, needs to print a check, go to the bank to get it certified. They then need to go to the bank where your trust account is and have it deposited. So that all takes quite a bit of time.
Go to the bank?
And that is where...
They have to go to the bank? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It does sound like it would take time, actually. Yeah. For all of the... everything to fall into place, all the dominoes to line up properly before you can knock them all down and have it done. And then what if a monkey wrench is thrown into the mix here, where maybe somebody's financing doesn't quite come through, or there's a mistake made that the financing doesn't come through, which I'm sure happens also. You have to sort of stick handle your way through all that, don't you?
Yes. So I've had a transaction where a client's financing fell through 3 days before closing.
Oh, dear. Yep.
Yes, so that creates quite a bit of stress. In that situation, they'd done a home inspection far too late in the process, and it was revealed they had an oil furnace on the property they were purchasing, and the lender didn't finance homes, with that type of furnace.
Wow.
So at that point, we had 3 days for our clients to either find alternative financing or negotiate with the seller to have a gas furnace installed.
Mm-hmm.
So in those situations, it's high stress, and you never know what's going to happen. Luckily, we've been able to maneuver things and get things done to everyone's satisfaction. So,
what happened in that situation, but just out of curiosity?
Oh, and yes. So in that situation, we ended up negotiating with the sellers to have both parties go in and buy a gas furnace.
Is that expensive?
It was about $5,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have it converted over or removed and replaced with gas and such?
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes... go ahead.
I was going to say, in that situation, again, it was a home inspection that revealed this, so I always recommend getting those done as soon as possible. Ah,
right. And sometimes, I guess, offers are made and such without the condition of a home inspection to try and jump to the front of the line, if you will, on their offer, because that might be appealing to a home seller, is having an offer coming in where there is not a condition of a home. Do you recommend a home inspection, though?
I would say yes, but also it depends on the situation.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be purchasing a home to renovate, so in that case, you might not be too concerned about the state of the home.
I suppose, right? An older home you might expect, yes, and a brand new home already has to pass code anyways, so why, maybe you'd be more likely to not need it so much. Fair?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes, it's very much case-specific.
Mm-hmm. Now, when it comes to names on title and your mortgage and all that sort of thing, how does that all work out, and what are the pitfalls of writing up a mortgage from a legal standpoint, and what are the things to watch for and to keep in mind when drawing up your mortgage and the title on the property? Yeah,
so for lawyers, when it comes to the mortgage and title, we really need to reflect what's said on the mortgage. So we're not usually there for when clients negotiate with a broker or with the bank to have their mortgage done up.
Right.
So they bring it to us and they have their names on it, for instance, and say they have a first and last name, but they've asked us to put their first, middle, and last name on title. We actually we can't do that. It's just, it needs to completely reflect what's on the mortgage and what's going to be registered on title to ensure that the bank is completely secured.
Certainly, and it makes sense. It would be exactly just like when you're going on a trip somewhere. They say your name on the flight has to exactly match the name on your passport. First, middle, and last. Exactly. It's all got to be there, set up.
Well, and the thing is, it happens because people might have assumed a married name, and they still have their legal last name, and they use them interchangeably. So they don't realize it when they've completed their mortgage documents, and then they go to do title, and they want to use their married name. So it's just a matter of making sure you're clear with your client about what name they want to use, and then that's what you're using.
We're speaking with Barbara Kaye. She is KPA's new real estate lawyer, KPA Lawyers. Go to kpalawyers.ca. You've heard us talk about KPA a number of times on the air. We've actually broadcast from the offices of KPA on a couple of occasions. I have 200 Matheson Boulevard West, Suite 100. Call them at 905-965-6263, KPA Lawyers. And as you can tell, we're speaking with Barbara Kaye, and she is the new real estate lawyer at KPA. These people know what they're talking about in all the different forms of law that they cover, real estate being one of them, certainly. And we're getting close to that spring market. So we expect, Barbara, you're going to be a very busy person. I bet your phone's starting to ring already for the spring market, correct?
Yes, we're starting to get more calls.
Yeah, it's and people are predicting this to be a huge market this particular spring. I read somewhere the second biggest, I don't know why they say the second biggest, but the second biggest in history or something like that, or I don't know, of recent memory. Does that play is there any factor about the market and everything that plays on the legal aspects of it? Does that affect you at all? Or are you just, no, you know what, I don't follow that stuff. I just do what each client wants me to do.
Well, it's good to pay attention.
I guess.
If you're helping a client with negotiating their agreement of purchase and sale, it's good to know if it's buyer's market or seller's market. Mm-hmm. So you know what you can kind of get away with when you insert certain clauses. Mm-hmm. But beyond that, it's very much I look at the agreement and I try to help our client get what they need.
Now, some people may say, you know what, I respect all lawyers, real estate lawyers, but I've purchased a few homes in my day. I could probably review my own agreement of purchase and sale on my own, and I want to save a few $100s doing that or whatever the amount is. What would you say to people that are thinking of maybe not necessarily having a lawyer review the agreement of purchase and sale?
That is totally up to them, but I have seen situations where people did just that. They didn't have me or another lawyer review the agreement. They come to us. We point out certain clauses in the agreement that they didn't even realize they'd agreed to.
Oh, wow.
So it's really good to have a second pair of eyes, especially a lawyer or your real estate lawyer, because we really have no skin in the game. You're hiring us to look out for your best interests. Mm-hmm. We're not the real estate agent. We're not trying to make a commission. Not that I'm criticizing real estate agents. I think they're amazing. They work very hard. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're hiring us to look out for you, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, you guys know what the fine print means. I don't know what the fine print. Some of that gobbledygook language. I don't have any idea what it is. You guys know what all that is. And that's why I have no problem with always having a lawyer on my side, and especially someone from KPA Lawyers. Barbara Kaye, we're very, very glad to have you with us today. And we'll talk again about other real estate stuff coming up in the future, other questions people may have. And feel free to call KPA Lawyers at 905-965-6263. You know, I'm scratching the surface here, and I'm using vague questions. You'll have your own specifics, understandably. And that's what KPA is there for. Call Barbara, and set up a consultation to find out what's really going on and get it explained back to you in real and easy to understand terms. Barbara, have a great day, and thank you again for doing this.
Thank you, Norm.
Bye for now. There's Barbara Kaye, KPA Lawyers, new real estate lawyer. Go to kpalawyers.ca. All right, let's take a quick break here at News Talk Saga 960.
No radio? No problem. Stream us live on saga960am.ca.